I think we can
Oh, I
record
started.
on OBS or something, right?
The recording is starting.
Yeah,
It's not. Oh well, it is a. I sent the request. Let's see what happens. So, here's the thing. First of all, I have a script that counts these guys, counts the fixes, the refactors, and the add or features.
okay.
You don't. So as you don't, you would have to do it manually, or you would just make up a number. I don't care. The idea is that you added a new feature. I wouldn't call that add. It would be feature, right? F-E-E-T. It would be, let me type it. That's the standard. The same way as you have a standard for fix, that's a standard. You have refactor, that's a standard. And then there's feature. That's a standard. You will find it very often in many. So if you're adding a feature, you should use that because there are tools that count those things and give you a number. How many fixes, how many things. You will see how I have it. But in any case, as soon as you have a feature, you count one and you forget about the fixes and refactors because you have a new feature. So what we do is I create a new branch. Everything you do now is release. So release of 0.1.0. The reason why it is 0.1 is because we have one feature, right? So I don't know why it's not typing. Oh, there it is.
Now
Oh, now it's typing everything. Right. So the reason why it's 1 here is because there is one feature. And whenever you increment this number, you reset the ones on the zeros on the other side.
I reset the fixes.
Right. So I don't care about how many fixes and refactors we have because we just added a new. So that's what we're gonna do.
I remember about the semantic versioning.
So that's basically what we're doing right now. And I create a new branch just for the release. So you said, oh, I'm gonna upload it. Yeah, create a release branch. That's what you're gonna do. That means uploading. So now that you're uploading, there are 2 things that you have to do, especially if it is an executable. One of them is change the version. All right.
Okay.
You can change, and actually I usually update this date as well. So I just say it's what, the 12th, the 21st. So then I just do the 21st here, right? I just make sure that everything is up to date. I change my license, my version number. How? By going to the AUTOHOTKEY V2.
Pause button.
Exactly. You have the pause button already?
No, I don't have, I think.
Okay, exactly. So update the version in file info, and I'm gonna make it 0.1.0.
Okay, that's
enter. So now I have it in here. I check, that's there, and it's here. So now we're gonna release it. So what do I need? I need the executable. So I need to compile this. All right. So I think Control Shift F5 does the compiling. There it is. Usually I have the executable somewhere else. I don't have it there. I have it in binary or something, not right next to the script. Because if I want to send stuff, if I want to send the executable to somebody, I don't want to be, oh, which files I have to send. No, I go to binary and whatever is in binary, I send it. All right.
all right.
So that's it. 1, you change the version number. 2, you compile. And of course, if you make changes, you have to save them. You know, the mouse is not behaving correctly. Hold on. Let me look at it. It's not behaving correctly somehow. Let me.
It's
Yeah, but
not my remote.
no, I don't know. I think it is the how slow things are. I just want to make sure that that's the correct one now. Because I didn't think that it drag and dropped. Yeah, there it is. So it is the correct version. So I know that I'm going to be sending you, and that's the thing. If you don't do this, when you send the executable out there, we don't know if it is the old one or the new one. So we need to know that it's the new one, right?
So your version should reflect and tell you about the
What happened to the file, right?
stage.
Exactly.
Yeah, at what stage we send it. So our version
Right.
always is with our
Right.
is
So
given.
now that I know that the release is changed and everything, let's fix this, add those to whatever I need. In this
Okay.
case, I will. This is just the core chore
Release.
per version bump. So that's
Okay,
what I
version.
did there.
Mhm.
I just changed the version. You can say whatever you want. Okay, so it's not really. I just say version bump because it's easy to type, right? And I don't know if you're keeping track of the executable. You should. I usually don't exclude the executable from, so git ignore. You have it here. You see that? So I will not ignore it. I want to keep track of it, right? I want to keep track of the different versions because if somebody says, oh, I want version 1.0, oh, you have to recompile again? No, I don't want to compile. I just go to version 1.0, copy the executable, and send it over. See what I mean?
Oh, okay. Now I realized.
Yeah, because if not, you have to go to version 1, then you have to compile, then you have to send it. But I already have it, you know?
Okay.
So now I have the first version of this guy, and that's why I commit that as well. So in this case, let me just change this here.
Yeah.
Sure. Keep track of exe now, or remove exe from ignore, however you want to say it.
Okay. This one is fine.
Yeah. You see, sometimes I hit the enter key or the control enter, and Zoom is not sending it to your computer because
So I
it
think
is very slow.
Oh, it's done now.
Yeah, it takes a little while, so it is there. Cancel here, cancel.
Actually,
I'm gonna add this guy,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna say chore binary bump. So I want to, and that just means updated the binary, right? Doesn't matter, you can say that too. Now, in release versions, you don't add anything. It's either chores or fixes. You only fix stuff. You only do chores. You do nothing else. If you want to add something, change to a different branch. Don't add it in there, right? So now that I'm ready to release, then I go to the main page, right? I go to the main, wait for this to finish loading, right click on it, merge it into the current branch. I just merge it. And now I go to the development version. I see that everything is fine, and I merge it into the development branch as well. You merge the things into both, right? And now that you're ready, you delete that branch, you're good. And then you tag your main branch. Again, remember, the main branch is always working code, right? So now this should be a tag for the latest here.
Okay, so I never
And tag for the01.
Sorry, I never understand. We created a release branch and then we deleted it.
Right. So I will show you right now why you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you create the branch, you do the stuff you need to do. Once you merge it into main, or once you merge it into development, you don't need to be going to that branch anymore because development already has it. So if I look at main, for example, I'll look just main. Main looks like I worked a bunch of things and now main has the code. That's it. I don't need to have a branch. I don't need to have,
Oh, where is the development then? Oh, okay.
I'm just looking at main, and that's what people are going to look at outside in public. In public, they're going to see that you opened another branch, worked a lot, and then once it was working, you merge it into main. That's what they're going to look at.
Okay. And
So I don't need additional branches for that. If you go to development though, you will see everything. In development, you will see that you were in development, and then you created a release branch. And that branch is not needed for anything other than the fact that I'm going to connect that to main and to development. But people who are looking at it, they're not going to see that. They don't need to see that. That's not public information. Let me look at this way. So in development, it only looks like this. It looks like a straight line. We have some
release code.
But that's just kind of like cleanup. You see, this is work. So if you made changes that broke something, it has to be here. It will never, ever be there, because there you're just fixing and cleaning up. See? That's why you need this branch, but it's a temporary branch. You don't need it.
Okay. So you told me you will go to the release and then get the executable.
Version executable, and that's it. Yeah.
So can we switch to the bin bump right now?
Yeah, you can. You can double click on it. So you can check out that, and you say, yeah, you want to check out a commit. It doesn't have a branch, is what it's telling you. Hey, this is a commit. It doesn't have a branch. Do you want to check it out? Yes, I can check it out. It doesn't really matter.
My question is, should we be deleting the release branch? Because it's a good tag that we had a release at that point.
It is already here. That's the release branch.
Oh, okay.
So you are not losing the information ever. That information is not lost. The only thing, you see how there's a dev branch and there's a main branch? I don't want a release branch. I already released it. Why do I want to go back to that release? That release is right here. Look at that. That's where it is. If you want to look at it at that time, that's where the release is, in main.
Okay.
So that's the reason. That's a branch that you create just to do some cleanup. Once you merge it into main or development, you already have it in main and development because you already merged it. Now, if you didn't merge it, what would happen is, for example, if I have a branch, right, and I have some change, let's say that I have a comment here, doesn't really matter, and I commit that. All right, so I committed that. Yeah, we'll do that. Whoop, it just committed that. All right, so my test branch is now away from my other branches. It doesn't follow main. It doesn't follow development. It is its own little thing in here, you see? So that's a new branch.
Okay.
If I say delete that, it will tell me, hey, you did not actually merge that.
Oh, okay. So
you haven't merged that. You see what I mean? Like, it is like, are you sure you want to delete that? Because it is not anywhere. Okay. But once you merge it into both, it doesn't ask you about that. You just delete it. and it's gone because you have the changes. You're not
Yeah,
losing the changes, right?
When we merge it, and then we have a track of it. If we
Look,
don't.
look. The branch test is not fully merged.
Mhm.
Would you like to force delete it? You see, it checks whether you have merged it. Once you merge a branch, it doesn't really matter if you have it or not because you already merged.
We have a tracking of that.
Exactly, you have the track record, and that's the point. Like you don't lose the history of that branch anyways. So that's what I was actually kind of like implying, right? Basically, we just did what we needed to do. Now that you did this part, and this is the one part that you always forget. So you have to, as soon as you think, oh, we're gonna release this, or we're gonna send it over to the automator, you have to do this step.
Actually, I am confused with the submodules, by the way. So
yeah, submodules are a pain at the beginning.
I was not able to merge my branch without resolving the submodule issue. So
of course, yeah, that's an issue. So if you have multiple submodules,
that's why you've seen that I haven't created a submodule because
yeah, that you have to.
This one I can easily update, but I have to update my submodules. I think.
No, but let's look at. Hold on. Let me try something because
you can go to the talk to AI and create a sub. So it is having the issue.
It has some modules. Yeah. So let me show you here. So as you see now you do the steps that you were doing, putting the executable in the zip file, updating the download. That's totally fine. But you have to do this one little part of the version and the binary. Once you do that, and once you get used to it, it's going to be so easy. Every time you're going to release, as soon as you say, I'm going to release something, let me show you, just so that you have an idea of this. So if I open in here prompt assistant.
I saw the prompt assistant Git, but yeah, it's very clean. But you know how to deal with the submodule,
No, I'll show you that it's not that. The idea here, what I'm going to show you is you will see where I am on the process right now, and you will see that I'm already in a release branch. You see, I'm about to release it, but I haven't finished yet because you guys were telling me that there were some errors.
Yeah, so
I can fix errors, you see?
So you here I can see the 10 to 14. Yeah, there are 14 fixes in there.
Exactly. There has been 14 fixes since the last branch.
Since
right.
the last.
But the reason why that is going, no, there are 4 fixes in there. The thing is that I'm not resetting the number.
10 to 14, yes.
Right, that's because I'm not resetting the number. So if I'm resetting this guy, the 58,
then they become 0.
Then they become 0. But right now, as I'm still on 58, I'm just adding the fixes to the number. You see that?
Yeah, if you add something new functionality, then it will increase, I think.
Right, but I haven't been adding functionality. I'm just fixing issues, you see? And that's very important. But the point is, you see, I was in my development branch. I created a release version. I was ready to release it. And then I removed some stuff, you know, chores. I'm just cleaning up. I did my version bump. I updated my binary, everything good. And then they said, oh, you have an error. Oh, I had to fix that error. Oh, I have to do this. And I'm now testing it. I'm just using it to see if it's good. Once I tested enough, then you see this fix, I will have to put in that number because you can rename this. You can rename the branch. And then when I rename it, I put it as I want it. And then I will have to also update the version and also update the binary. I cannot forget about that. Remember, when I copied the binary, I hadn't that error fixed yet, you see? So now that I fixed the error, I have to update the binary again because the executable doesn't have that fix, right? Those kind of things. Once I'm ready, then I just merge it into main, merge it into development, and we're good to go with that branch. And that's it. It's released, you know? But this is how you do it. And then you stay with this tags. You see those tags?
Yeah.
That's every time I merged. Look at this. This is the release 5401. Look, that's the release branch that I put in there. I can still get there because I have a tag. So that's basically how it looks. And now let's look at the submodules. So here what happens is, I don't know if you can see that everything is selected all at once, right? Everything is blue. And that makes this at the bottom really complicated and annoying, and one cannot guess what the hell is going on. What I do is that I click away and I just work with one at a time.
Yeah,
This
I
has
also do
changes. Okay. Now, sometimes you will see that in here, if you have changes in a submodule, right? If I want to see what the hell is going on, because it says sync changes, but I don't see the changes, you can switch here for the repository to the JSON object. And now you're looking at the JSON object.
Yeah.
So I made a change here in which I added the names dump or stringify because they don't exist. This was dump and load. But the code that I'm using uses stringify and parse. So I just added an alias that calls the correct function. Stringify calls dump, parse calls load. That's it. And just because of that, it's complaining about it, right? So it's saying, hey, look, you have changes that you have to sync up.
Yes.
But here's the interesting part. Here's the part that you might find annoying. Let's say that I go to the JSON library, which is a module, right? Distribution here. And I say, I fixed it. Now something strange is going to happen. You have uncommitted changes here.
In the submodule, yeah.
In the submodule. When you go here, what is going to happen is that prompt assistant is going to tell you that the JSON library changed. See that? So it's telling you the JSON library changed. When you click on it, you see that when you click on a change, it shows you the difference of the change, right? Like the diff window.
Yeah.
But in here, it's not going to do that. What it's going to tell you is, hey, you remember that commit that you're working on? It's dirty right now. Please save it. So submodules go first. You have to commit that if you're going to commit it.
If I didn't do that, then I have some issues.
Right. You cannot finish cleaning up the prompt assistant thing. But now when you look at the module here again, you will see, let me see, hold on. Let me do this. Let me click it again. You will see that the commit just changed. You see that?
Yeah, now it is not dirty.
It's not dirty, but it changed. You see? Because I committed the changes, and that's the problem. You have to go to the submodule, clean it up so that you don't have anything up in there. And once you're done, then in Prompt Assistant, you can go ahead and say, hey, you know what? This is a chore, update submodule. That's what I do there, and I commit that. Because the submodule, I made some changes to the submodule.
Hey.
That's it. The only difference here is you cannot commit if the submodule is dirty, meaning that you didn't commit your stuff in the submodule. That's the baseline. Everything you do, you have to commit it to the Git repository. If you don't commit it, you're not doing anything.
Okay, so
It's like right now, if I work and I type something, yeah, it's not saved. It's not saved unless I do Control S. That's the same with the repository. It's not saved unless you commit it. Does that make sense?
okay.
Committing is like saving stuff, right? It's the same thing. Well, the repository is like this. And when you're trying to save Prompt Assistant, it's telling you, yeah, dude, I want to save it, but the JSON library isn't saved. Go ahead and fix it. That's what is happening. So you always have to go to the submodules, clean them up first. And once you clean them up, then your module is going to be okay. So let me just clean this up. And the reason why I make all these changes, and you're like, doesn't that break something? No, it doesn't really matter. That thing, the cool thing about it is that I can just simply say, right click, reset to that commit, discard all my changes. I don't want none of the changes. So I'm just saying, go backwards to that commit, and all of those changes that I just made, forget about them. I reset it. That's it. And now when I look at Prompt Assistant, yeah, I have no issues with my JSON library, because it is where I left it. That's all. Hopefully that makes some changes, some sense. Here, I still haven't committed this. I created the binary. I'm testing the binary, but I'm not changing that right now. You see? You remember the AI assistant, the AI error assist? This is the cool thing. Once you get used to it, what I'm doing, you get used to, for example, I went into your code, right? I went into your code, made the changes that I was going to make, and right away, I went ahead and, how do I say, like, right away, I went ahead and commit my changes. The things that I did, I was committing them right away. When you came back to Error Assist, you didn't see it dirty. Because you see how every time you type a little bit and you hit Control S to save, that's the same thing. Every time I enter into a Git repository and make changes, I go ahead and commit my changes. And I get used to that. Like now I cannot just simply go, unless I make too many changes. If I do too many changes, then I go about it like slowly. But if what I did is just a little bit of work, and then I just need to make sure that it's clean, then I just go ahead and commit those changes right away, because it lets us at least see where I made the changes. I can tell you exactly what I changed and where. You see, if you don't do that, yeah, how would you know? Like, oh yeah, I changed your program. Where? I have no clue. Yeah, great. Thank you. Like, thank you. How do I fix that now? You know? So it is good manners to do that, or create a clone and work in your clone, and don't touch the original one so that people don't have that issue.
You can create a branch, I think.
Right, you can create your own branch, do your stuff. Exactly.
Is this fixed, the language support? Last time it was having issue.
Let me see where we are. Oh yeah, so you have the old one. The last one that he did fixed a lot of the problems that I had. And actually, specifically, the biggest issue that it fixed.
V1 and V2 issue. Is it fixed?
Sorry, what?
The V1 and V2 issue that we
No.
will have.
No.
Okay.
Like that is duplicated? Or
No,
what?
I want to use one library to do V1 and V2, but Zigbee is like not going to
He's never gonna do. No, he's never gonna do V1.
Okay.
He said no. He said it. He said, I'm not gonna do a V1 extension. He's gonna do a V2. That's the reason why the other guy, Mark Beamer, he had the V1 and he wants to merge it with the V2. But he's creating a problem for all of us, because now when you have both extensions, then they both run at the same time, and now you get everything duplicated, and I don't like that. I'm like, yeah, no, don't do that.
At least he can disable the language support and just provide us debug.
I will actually suggest him that he first checks if the language support is running, and if it is already running, don't run his version. That's it.
Yeah, that he can do.
That's the only thing that he should do, because I don't want his version because I don't know what changes he made. I know what Tigbee made. Now, if I don't have Tigbees, so if I don't have Tigbees installed, I would use his and he would put both. That's okay. He can put both.
Okay, so we cannot configure between two like script.
What-
Okay, so let me show you. So AI Error Assist is a version of the Talk to AI. You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. So let me show you Talk to AI, and I don't know what I did with the submodule. So
Okay.
okay. So here I have some issues with submodules.
All right. Let's fix them.
Okay, let them load.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
See?
this one, the JSON, you see the JSON one? Yeah, that's a problem. So now we have to look at it. That's okay. That just means that I made some changes to the library and you have to sync them. That's it. Hold on. But before you do that, let's look at it. Let's look at the Git graph. Let's look at the graph for the JSON. Let's see what's up there. This is where you are. You see, you're in master here. But we made some changes to the origin, you see. So the master at the original one has moved, but we're still backwards. So you just think that's what we have to do with the script object, by the way. I made some changes to the script object. You have to pull the changes. So I changed the JSON library to search for all AHK-JSON files inside the script folder so that it loads it automatically for you. You don't have to load it. That's what I did.
Oh, that's
So
a
if you look at it, what it does is, yeah, whenever you create a new JSON object, it goes to script directory, it goes back one, and then it looks for all the JSON DLL files in there. And if the DLL is not your matched bit, it will ignore it. But if it is the bit that you have, it will grab it as the path.
Okay,
So it does it automatically for you.
Okay, that's very cool.
Yeah, because I don't know where you put the DLL files. So as I don't know where to put them, I will search for it. You see, that was the idea behind that. Okay, but yeah, I made all those changes, but your script doesn't have it. That's what it's complaining about. It's not complaining about anything big. You just sync the changes. Once you sync and you refresh this, you will see now that your master is the same as the original master. That's it.
Okay.
You're good.
So OpenAI. So you did some changes in, I think, OpenAI. No, if you switch to the Git repository. So I have a different branch for them.
Okay, I see. So let's look at that. Let me see where we are. Basically, whenever you have these questions, the first thing I do is, okay, where am I? Let me look at OpenAI. Let me see where you are. Well, you have your master and development, all right? You created your own branch. But the master branch and the development branch has a few changes that you never synced up. See? Now, the other problem is you are in your own little world. So you are in object and map support, right?
Yeah.
So that's where we have to merge all this, all right? So what we have to do is have master and development. Yeah, because you have some changes in there. Let's see what you got. Right, so from organizations to models, right? So that's the thing, I have to fix that. And by the way, isn't that fixed on the original one? So the
original one, I think.
No, that's not the original one. So now we have this issue in which
This is not original?
I don't know. Let me see. No, I don't think I have made the change in the original one, is what I'm saying.
Okay. So we have to go to the lib folder.
I will go just to double check, but yeah,
Lib folder.
yep.
Guys, I'm waiting from almost 30 minutes.
Oh, what did
Waiting
you?
for what?
I I have a question about if
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry.
And I either.
Yeah, I didn't know that you had a question. Sorry. Yeah.
You
So
were.
give me a minute, and I will check on that. So look at this. On the original library, we don't even have this part. You see all that? Which is the one that fixes the UTF-8. Let me look at what? I thought we did that a long time ago. That's so, oh, well, I was doing it. I just moved it into a function. That's it. I see. I just created it a little function out of it. That's it. But besides that, where is the, yeah, so you can see, I don't have the fixes that I was just talking about right now. So let's clean this up. Let me add this. Oops, I cannot do that. Okay. What does that mean? I haven't done anything, so should be able to switch. Let's save that or stash. Switch to the realm. All right, so I have the uncommitted changes. I have them on development now. That is just a refactoring.
Convert safe array to UTF-8.
That's it. So now I'm good there. So that's code that is saved. Everything is saved there. Now let's go back, and this is clean. Let me see if this guy is at any point in any weird situation. Let me see, where am I with the JSON library?
Okay, so we have this cloud button in there. What does that mean?
That is to put it on GitHub.
Oh, okay. But
Mm,
GitHub is your
public.
GitHub. Fine.
Publish to GitHub.
I think it's your GitHub.
I don't think it would try to put it on yours.
Oh, okay then.
No, but we don't usually publish that. And the one that has this is because it's synced to a different module. It's not really on the internet. So
Okay.
now everything seems to be. Now this JSON library, I don't see it with the search. Oh, there it is. Fix allow search. Yeah, it has it. So everything is good. What is the difference between this development and the original development? I don't care. So if you go to devel, it should say to, yeah, sync changes anyway. Because if my devel is behind the origin one, then it will tell me to sync them. Yeah, I will sync them. That's it. And then when I refresh.
This one's something different for me.
Right. No, because remember, so you have a copy. This is a copy, all right? And the original is somewhere else, all right? So you have to keep your copy and the original synced up. So I can say on my development branch, I can say, you know what? Go backwards Let me go back one here. I'm gonna go here. I say yes. I'm good. My branch is down here. But the original branch is not here. The original branch is somewhere else. See what I mean? Because I went backwards in time. So I can tell it, you know what? I just want to, let me dismiss this. Yeah, I will discard them. I know that I can discard them because they are in the origin up there. So I say, I went backwards in time. I can do whatever I want. I can go even to the initial commit if I want.
Oh, okay. Then you have to.
But then I have to go back to either I make changes, which makes a totally different branch, or I just sync up with the development branch and I say, you know what, give me all the changes that they have, bring it over, and now we're both on the same spot. The original and the development that I have is in the same spot. That's what it is. So now that this one, I just saw the OpenAI is looking good. Now on this side, which is on the Talk to AI, the problem with the OpenAI here is that we made changes. So notice how master is behind, all right?
Okay.
So I have to sync up. Development is behind. I have to sync that up as well. You have your own branch and we have uncommitted changes. There's a lot of things going on. But let's start by syncing up. I don't want to miss the changes that I made. So let's stash the changes. So we stash the changes in work in progress, or you name it whatever you want, doesn't really matter, right? And now let's go to master, right? And well, you see, now I know that this master and that master, they don't look the same, seems like, because it would have told me to sync. You remember that it was telling us to sync, but now it's not saying that. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna force it to be there. So I'm gonna say master is here. I will say, go here, merge, no, so let me see, select, no, right click here, reset current branch to this commit. What is this?
You can exit up this one. Exit up, yeah.
So I can just reset it, and that is kind of like forcing it to jump to that location. I will say, go to that location. That's okay. Yes, reset. Boom. And now I'm going to say the same for the development because because I have changes in there. So let's stash those. I don't care about the name. Now, the development branch, I also want to make sure that it goes to the original one here. So I just right click on it, reset it, and yeah, reset it. Now, my master and my development are the same as the original. That's good. All right, so we're good there. Your object map support is on its own little branch. You see that? That's its own thing. And I have a stash in here as well. I will see what that is. So let's go to object map support. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Let me remove all that. I don't need them right now. No. All right. All right. Oh, it's not discarding them. Yeah, that's okay.
Actually, you are in the Talk to AI, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm fixing the OpenAI though. I haven't even started with that.
So let me show you what you did. So here you are in Talk to AI. When you are discarding here, you are in Talk to AI, and here you
Yeah, but I'm discarding stuff on that branch you don't have to worry because I have them stashed. And the reason why I'm discarding is because I want to go to that branch.
I'm not worried about you or discarding it. I am like trying to make a relation. Do we have to discard them when we do this kind of stuff?
No. The reason why is because your branch is disconnected from the master, right? So your branch is different than the master.
Okay.
But right now, I have uncommitted changes. You see that? So if I want to switch from one branch to another, it's complaining, hey, I cannot do that because when I switch, it's gonna delete your uncommitted changes. So what do you want to do with them? Do you want to save them? Do you want to stash them? Do you want to ignore them?
You can discard them. Are you gonna
Exactly. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm resetting them. I'm just removing them. The problem is there is a file in there that doesn't want to go away, so I cannot keep them mixed. I would have to say, hey, I want to, let me see, no, not the untracked files. I want to reset it, but I have to say, discard all changes. I was trying to keep them mixed, but it doesn't let me. So now when I discard it, now that it's clean, now I should be able to go to your branch without problems, see? Now we're there. But you see how the changes come back, you see? And now I'm gonna pop out this stash. I'm just gonna pop it out. Yep. There it goes. So those are the changes. Let's look at them. Well, the commit for the JSON file is different. And the library here was updated. That's it. That's for OpenAI. And I want those. That's fine. So these fix authentication error. Right? This actually sure submodule update. That's it. Let's refresh. Yeah. Notice how now your version is up by 2. You see that? It's different than this guy's.
Okay. So remember your AI libraries has a submodule. So OpenAI has a submodule and the cloud has a submodule. It is JSON. So it had a conflict when we imported both of them. And you were telling me that, hey, I'm gonna get that submodule out of the AI libraries.
Okay. Well, no, well, it's not that. The problem here is what I did, if I remember right, is that I made this part optional. It has an asterisk I. So what it does is, if I let me see it in here. I think it is in here. Yeah. You see the I right there? That's what fixes that problem.
Okay.
Because the three of, so this change that does this, I don't want it. That change, I don't want it. So that stash, I don't care about it. Because what it does is that it removes the thing that I already did. I don't want that.
You can delete that.
Yeah, I can pop that. Well, drop.
Yes, drop.
I don't need that one. Now, but right now, if we look at master, right? If we look at master and I go to OpenAI, I should have the I at the top, right? You should have that. You see that? And that's what fixes it, because if 2 libraries have the same class, one of them will fail, but this ignores that failure. It just says continue. And that's it. So basically now, this looks more like what you're used to. The master, the development, and your own branch, right? Now, what happens with your branch is that it doesn't have this group of fixes, because it branched out right here. So let me see, you add this. You see, all the changes that we had in the development branch, you don't have them. See?
Okay.
So what you do, that's where,
So you have a add map handling support. Okay.
yeah, I fixed an error when the body was an object. I fixed when the library should not force an instance to have the script info. I fixed a lot of things. So the point is, that is on the development branch, but your object doesn't have it. Now we have to merge the two. That's where merging comes in. So what I do is I am in the branch that I want to receive the merge. Then I right click on the branch that I want to merge and I tell it merge into the current branch. I say merge. It will try to merge it. If there are no conflicts, everything is going to be all right. And now that everything is all right, you see that?
Yeah.
Now you have everything. If I look at your branch, let's look at it. Just the object wrap, that. You will see now that suddenly you have the fixed error. Look, you have the fixed error. You have the libraries because I merged it. You see that? It was not like that before.
Yeah, the branch was different.
Yeah. So now that they're connected, then the development branch, which is the pink one, is common, is in between the master and yours. So now they all share everything. Whenever I decide to merge yours into master, it's going to work because I have all the changes. See what I mean? So don't worry. You don't have to understand the whole thing at all. But just remember, if you have a branch that is missing information that you need, because those are big fixes, right? I needed those. Then you have to merge the two branches. You have to join them together. Right now, the merge is very simple because that's okay. But if two files, if one branch touches the same file as the other branch, you will have to it is a process. Yeah, it is a process. So let's see what Rizwan needed so I can help him out. But at least now I think it is cleaner. And if you look at the Talk to AI, now you only have some uncommitted changes there, which is the OpenAI library that we just updated. So if we look at the OpenAI, there are no changes here. But when you look at Talk to AI, you will see that the OpenAI commit has changed. So I just say sure update submodule. Whenever you have problems with the submodule, hold on, yeah, I will do that. Whenever you have problems with the submodule, go to the submodule, make your fixes, and then go back to your main thing. But it helps a lot to see the things from a given repository by itself. See that? That's it. You can say, oh, this is what is happening on OpenAI. That's the reason. That's why I have to clean it up or whatever. Once it's cleaned up, then you just go back to normal. So don't worry too much about it. Let's see what Rizwan needed for now.
Yes, guys, I want to know about the fat arrow one-line code. Yesterday, Irfan taught me about it, but I need your
Help?
show me, yeah, help.
On what? Line 62, for example?
No, not show me one line, only one line code. If I am if I want to do, give me a second. I just want to show you how what I mean to say it.
All right.
I'm going to share my screen.
You're sharing. I can see your screen.
Oh, I yeah, the here, if you can see this line, the line number 67,
Yeah,
the line number 67, what it does, it doesn't happen when I hit, it's only shows the word hotkey, it's in a tray menu. And Joe suggests me just only show. So I was thinking how to do it. So Irfan
how
suggests
to
me
perform the
put
action, okay.
you can, are you, what did you say?
So you want to perform the action.
No, I don't want to do any action, performing action. He suggests me you have to put on
Should I-
any variable. So
Just put false in there, put false.
false.
Yeah. Return nothing. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Yeah, you would put that.
yeah.
Excuse me, Elias.
Yeah.
Should I stop recording?
I think, yeah, you can